This is a Bailey Pegasus Grande Messina. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. In front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake, which will demonstrate to you in person here on site. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area, so just access that storage. Below that, you have the first of the wind down legs. Now there's two of these, one on either side of the front, to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. It is only there for stabilising, not lifting the caravan. If you lifted the caravan with these legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. Next up is the water pump connection, very simple to use. Blue trigger on top pushes down and pulls away, and the same to pop it into the side of the van and then release the trigger. The pickup pipe has to be completely submerged in water before you turn the pump on, as it could draw up air and cause an airlock in the system. You've then got your heating and hot water flue. The heating and hot water flue is very simply there to do the same job as the flue on the side of your house. Don't need to remove any covers, as you can see it's all open around the edges here, so it breathes as it needs to. You then have the gas bottle locker. So in here you'll see there's two gas bottle tie downs and the gas regulator on the side of the caravan, as you'd expect to see. Maximum of 6 kilogram propane gas bottles at any point inside the caravan. You've then got your motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover and wheel nuts will demonstrate to you in person here on site, and we'll talk the wheel nuts here on site, and we'll demonstrate the motor mover. Coming further down the side of the van, you've got your toilet flush tank. You'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling it towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so then waste can be tipped away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. On the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. That just locks down in place inside there. You've then got your grey waste pipes coming out the side of the van. So you've got your freshwater tank at the front of the caravan and your grey waste pipes here. The grey waste pipes essentially connected to the larger diameter holes that you see, and they'll drop down inside your waste master. Back of the caravan, you've got your two wind down legs on either side. So you've got one here, and then you've got one just where this little cutout is as well on this side. And again, they are just there for stabilising, not lifting the van. Coming down the door side, you'll see two fridge vents behind the door, as you can see here. Fridge vents are very simply there to allow hot air at the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in. Behind the top one you'll also find a gas flue for when the fridge is running on gas. Coming slightly further forward on the caravan, you'll have a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning should you wish to. And then you'll also find your your power connection for your mains lead on board the caravan. You've then also got a storage locker for the left hand side front of the caravan, and your barbecue gas point at the front. As you can see, we're now on the inside of the caravan. As you come into the caravan, next to the door, you've got your main power switch for the caravan. You've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. And then at the bottom here, you've got your internal light and your awning light for the outside of the caravan. For these switches to be on, they need to be in the down position, so so it's flat at the bottom essentially, rather than the raised ramp part at the top. You've then got your battery voltage just here. As you can see, the button here doesn't actually do anything. It's for another model of Bailey that they do. Same control panel though. So that is your mains unit for the caravan. We're just going to show you the 240 switches, 240 trip switches for the caravan when I can find them. So at the front of the caravan, on the left hand side underneath the dining table, you'll see the 240 trip switches, which you have here on the wall. And at the bottom you have your 12-volt fuses for the caravan. Now each of them fuses at the bottom is marked up the same as the ones at the top. Just a little tip for you: if you press the test switch just here and this switch drops down, it means you have got power coming from the power on site. If it stays up when you hit the test switch, it means there is no mains power coming into the caravan via the cable or the power supply on site. Firstly, you're always going to need to do when you come into the caravan, first of all, turn the radio off for me, that would be, which is just in the cupboard here. As you can hear, it does work as you'd expect it to. You're going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan. Underneath this seat you will find your water system. Now down the side of the tank you'll find your yellow drain down valve. To fill the water system up, that yellow drain down valve needs to be parallel with the floor as it is at the moment, and to drain the water system down it needs to be upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat. So once that valve is parallel with the floor, you can come over to every tap on board the caravan, open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system, ready to fill the system up, and then you'll come over to your control panel by the door and turn your water pump on. Obviously the aqua roll would need to be completely full at this point. When you are done with the caravan, we do advise after each trip that you drain the water system completely down. To do this, you'd put all the taps into the central position between the hot and the cold, open them completely, so that's your shower tap as well, and then open up the valve that's just underneath this seat on the right hand side of the caravan. Once the water system is completely full, which it will do in a moment, this is taking a bit of time to get some pressure up, you will then start warming the water through the control panel on the wall here. So as you can see, that water system is now completely filled. At that point, we shut all of the taps back off, and then I'm going to take you through the Truma heating and hot water control panel. So just here, on the wall behind the sink, you'll see the Truma control panel. To turn this off, you press and hold the central button, and it will come up with off on the screen. And you always turn this off prior to turning off the main power switch on the caravan. To go into the options, you press the central button. And the first option you see flashing here will be your room temperature. So you press the central button again, then you can use the dial in the centre by spinning it right or left to control the room temperature. We're going to leave it off for now, but to set it you just press the central button. Spin the dial to the right when you've got the icons flashing at the top here, and then you can go into your water temperature. So you've got Eco, Hot or Boost. Boost is obviously for the showering, and Hot will just be to warm it up while you're on site. So it warms up gradually while you're on site. Again, to set it, you press the central button. Next icon across is the power supply that's coming into the caravan, or the power supply you want to use. So you've got gas on its own, mix 1, which is 1000 watts of electric and gas at the same time, mix 2, which is 2000 watts of electric and gas at the same time, electric 1, 1000 watts of electric on its own, and electric 2, 2000 watts of power on its own. Here on site we're going to run it on electric 1, but to set any of these again you hit the central button and it will set that option. We spin to the end. Here, you've then got your fan speed. You've got vent, press the button, and you'll be able to control your fan speed through the dial on here. You can use it as a cool air fan. It's not air conditioning, but it will blow some cool air around the van should you need it to. Down the bottom of the screen, you'll notice these 3 other options. These are some advanced options for the heating and hot water control panel. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan, should you wish to explore them. Like I said, there is times in there for the heating and hot water, etc. As well. So that is your heating and hot water system. Next up, we're going to come to the fridge on the opposite side of the caravan. So to turn the fridge on onto mains, you'll use this dial on the left hand side. You'll spin it to the plug symbol, and then you can control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the right hand side. The thicker the line, the colder the fridge will be. If you tone down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you can select the 12 volt mode here. It will actually mean then that the car will operate, the car will then put the 12 volt supply through to the caravan. At the moment we're not connected to a caravan, so it won't do anything. However, if the connection is wrong on the car, it will not allow the 12 volt system or the 12 volt battery to charge on board the caravan or the fridge to chill. To operate the fridge on gas, you spin the dial to the bottom, press in the temperature control and hit the igniter at the same time. Once the fridge is ignited, you'll continue holding the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds. You'll know when the fridge is ignited because on the opposite side you have this gas indicator here. This little orange line is essentially your indicator for whether it's ignited, and when it comes around into the green and stays in the green, that means it has fully ignited. But like I said, you would need to make sure you continue to hold that valve in for 5 to 10 seconds afterwards, then slowly release the valve and not just let it go straight away. Turn the fridge off, you spin it back to the off position at the top. Microwave works very much like your household microwave, no difference at all there. Sorry to scare you with a picture of myself there in the microwave, but it works very much like your household microwave and no differences there. There will be some instructions in the manual pack for this. Behind us we have the hob, grill and oven. Electric hob will only work when you're on 240 mains. The rest of the gas hob, grill and oven will work on gas as you'd expect it to. So the last thing we go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system in the bathroom. The toilet has an electric flush on the wall, which you press the button in to flush the toilet system. Have a toilet full indicator light that illuminates red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience should you wish it to, as you can see. However, when you're removing the cassette from underneath the caravan, we do advise it's in the straight on position. Below the toilet, you'll actually see the grey waste handle. Now, when it's in the central position, like it is now, that is the toilet waste flap shut. And when you push it open, that'll be the toilet waste flap open. Again, when you are removing the toilet waste cassette, you do need to make sure this flap is in the central position rather than the closed position, rather than the open position. So this is a Bailey Pegasus, Messina. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon again. Bye bye.